There's many web UI frameworks, libraries out there, but which one should you use? In this video, I'll cover as much as I can. Let's get right into it.
Okay, let's start with the king, Tari, fun Tari dev. It just takes a lot of time to compile and get something going. And I'm currently on Arch Linux, and on Wayland, it kind of has a bug, so we have to go and work around like this. Let's see how the implementation looks under the hood. You have two directories. You have src for the UI and src tari for Tari. And there's this lib.rs. Let's add our own function. So go fn add 10. Let's do, but in order to make it available as a Tari command, you have to do Tari command. This is like a decorator, I guess. I'm not too familiar with Rust. So let's go over here and just add that. Let's check out the UI. So in src app.tsx here. So what we can do is just, let's use the use effect. I just want to log out this stuff. And, actually, thanks Copilot. So invoke is the function that you import from Tari apps, and you just pass the parameter that we defined here. You also don't need a return here, which is kind of interesting. I don't know if this has to do with the Tari itself. I'm not familiar with Rust at all. Let's check this out. Inspect element. And okay. Oh, we need to do num. Sorry, not this. There you go. We have 15. So on Tari, you can work both front end and back end. If you have any low level stuff, you can do it in here and just show it here. Awesome. Next up, we have Veils. It's written in Go. What I will say is that developer experience wise, I'd rather use Veils over Tari. You'll see why I think that way. So again, the same thing. Let's go stranger. And so this is just web UI. Let's see how the implementation looks like. So main.go. So we create a new app and then we just run this stuff. This is probably the title. So some width height. Doesn't really matter in my situation because of Wayland. Here in the app.go, you have some exposed functions. So like here, that it calls just the greet. And if you just go to front end, src app.tsx, it calls the script function. It is auto-generated. Look at that, this file is auto-generated. So this is so good. Let's just go ahead and, so let's put a function here, function add, I'm just gonna say add 10, and let's just return that. Yeah. And it just, you probably notice it's much, much faster than Tari. Let's import the add 10 function. Right, to the generate types. All right, there we go. We now have add 10. And let's do use effect. Yeah, let's just log it. No, just want to do that. Yeah, there you go. If you check out inspect element, console, there you go, 15. Developer experience wise, Veils is much better. It's much faster. You have types generated automatically. If I were to go for a web UI, and if you're not familiar with Rust at all, go with Veils. But what if you wanted to go with something like C++? Web UI in a C++ application? Okay, let's check that out. So it's called Salsa. And you can see the similar examples on their GitHub repo. But I've added stuff on top, like I added a dev command. It doesn't watch for file changes, so we have to manually restart. So you have to build your own tool chain. It's just, lets you have a web view, basically. Let's check out the implementation. So inside our main function, we're just starting our application, and then we have a smart view. We just put our application here. This is our dev server URL. We set dev tools to true, and then we just do smart view.show. So I'm going to do bind dev. There we go. How does it work? You set the URL, and it just brings in a web view here. UI is in the UI directory here to come up with this global type here. So we have to manually type these, or like here. I have not exposed this function. Let's see how you can expose that. Let's go to our main.cpp and let's grab it from the documentation here. So here, let's expose add 10. So smart view.expose add 10, and you just do this stuff. Okay, so let's go to app.tsx, and we have add 10 function. Let's go ahead and just call that function. It's effect. And so it's on the global Windows scope. You have to do window.sosa expose add 10. We just put in your parameter and then the result. Let's see. So no function exposed at 10 because we need to recompile. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay. Result from at 10, 15. It's an awesome choice if you want to go for C++. It's a fairly new library, but let's see what else we have. What if we just don't want to deal with anything other than JavaScript? That's where Neutralino.js comes in. Neutralino also comes with their own CLI tool. So we're going to do node run. What makes this special? This, in my opinion, if you don't want to deal with any backend, if you don't want to write anything other than JavaScript, this is the way you go. Like we have file system exposed to ourselves. We can just read. Let's actually do that. Cons set DRI. So let's just read this stuff and set DRI, and let's do, let's just map over and see how does it look like. Looks like file name does not exist, so I'm gonna go. Yeah, it's pretty solid. If you don't want to touch anything other than JavaScript, I would say it's a solid option.
I've put everything we covered into a GitHub repo. Link will be in the description below. Subscribe.